How good was this 2021 draft class? And we had a multitude of picks in 2021. And we're going to start from the bottom and work our way all the way up to the top and try to give our grades if possible. And I really appreciate you guys for jumping in for this episode. The name is Law Nation. Matt Farniok was the offensive lineman that was drafted, I believe, in the 7th round. He was the 238th pick, and primarily he only had 23 snaps. We didn't get a large sample size out of him. However, it seems as if, though, the Cowboys may work him in, and for the 2022 season, we will see, because he got positional flex. He can play that center role as well as the guard ability, and we will see where his direction would be. So he gets an incomplete grade for Matt Farniok. The next one on this list is Osi Umenyiora. Now, I was really high on him. He's a guy that flashed out there by playing in South Carolina, and when you look at his tape, you see that he's a long, linear build guy. He's fast or what have you. His only knock was his tackling ability. To me personally, I thought that they was going to use his long length and to play him outside as a defensive back on the corner side. However, they positioned him as the free safety, and he had a little shine in preseason. I believe he even caught an interception, but we didn't get a chance to see him play beyond special teams in his rookie year. So hopefully the off-season program, they work on his strength, they work on tackling angles for him, and we get a chance and an opportunity to see Izzy. I give Izzy an incomplete grade for the 2021 season, and my eyes will be open, wide open, to see what he's going to do for his second year. Now, the next person on this list, he was drafted in the 6th round, the 192nd pick, Quinton Boone. You know, Big Bo, pushing big body, can't stop me. 327 pounds. When he was at Kentucky, what have you, he once weighed 365, 375, but he got all the way down to 327. Gave him a little bit more flexibility to run. He only played started in one game, but he had a total of 14 games that he played in with minimum snaps, and we didn't get a chance to see a lot of him because of the rotation was heavy. They rotated Justin Hamilton in before him, and on top of that, Carlos Watkins played out of his mind for the Cowboys, the free agent pick that we picked up. So we will see if Quinton Bohana will be the guy that can step it up for his second year. As far as a grade for him, when he was out there, I really didn't get a chance to see any shine from him. So I'm going to see the grade of incomplete. I'm going to give this guy an incomplete grade. Now, moving up on this list, we got the 5th round draft pick, 179th overall draft pick, and it's Simi Fehoko. Now, Simi in Stanford, he averaged 18.5 yards per reception. So I know that he can get open. I know that he can get separation. But that's on that level. We didn't get a chance nor the opportunity to see him play much on this level. Didn't start not one game this past season. And that's because we had the likes of Cedric Wilson that stepped up, Noah Brown, and Malik Turner, all veteran guys, all guys that played in the National Football League. And it's hard for me to even give a grade out for this kid here because of the fact that the system, it's the actual system that we don't know if he is able to play. Would they allow him to play? we talking about if Amari Cooper getting 3 to 4 targets, right? And he's getting paid $20 million. I could only imagine how they can implement a Simi into this offense. So it's an old wait and see. Hopefully during the training camp we can see more out of him. So unfortunately, Cowboy Nation, I'm going to have to give him an incomplete. If you want to be harsh on the grading there, give him a D or a C because he should have at least made some plays on special teams, right? But neither here nor there. We can't really grade this guy. And with the 4th round draft pick, hear me out, Cowboy Nation, that was the 138th overall draft pick. We didn't use this guy at all. He was redshirted, basically, hitting from other teams. And he had the domestic violence all on his case before the season even kicked off. And his name is Josh Ball. He was on IR, reserved for pretty much the whole entire year. And he had high hopes. He was graded out to be a second round offensive tackle, but due to the domestic violence, a lot of teams said, that's a troubling pass. We're going to moonwalk back from that. And Josh Ball sat on the bench all year. So we'll find out what this guy brings to the table, and hopefully people can see Josh Ball, the player, not Josh Ball, the domestic violence person, or Josh Ball, the bad guy. And there's some good in there in this guy, Josh Ball. Hopefully this offseason he work out a little bit better, stay healthy, and maybe, just maybe, we can see him on that front 5 representing. So he was the 4th round draft pick last season. The Cowboys invested a 4th round pick for him, and let's see if they can turn this thing around. So I give him an incomplete grade as well. Jabril Cox, the other 4th round draft pick, the 115th overall draft pick, just outside of top 100 players, right, in the 2021 draft selection. Now, he was developing into a nice special teams core guy, right? And when he got a chance and a moment to shine out there on the field, he saved a touchdown. Yeah. Danny Dimes was running to the edge, and he ran to the edge and greet him, and said, you're not finna get into this touchdown movement, and it changed the momentum of the game. So for Jabril Cox, I think the Cowboys organization, they had issues with being loyal to some of the guys that was previously here before him, not to mention anybody's name. So I'm unfortunately going to have to give the man an incomplete. But there are some high hopes for Jabril Cox. And on top of that, the Cowboys, man, going into this draft, they can match up another linebacker from LSU to be on this team who's underrated. and Mr. Clark and Jabril Cox, and you mix in what Parsons is bringing to the table. Ooh, it could be nasty. However, we'll let the draft play out and let the draft do his thing. But I can tell you one thing. Jabril Cox, I got high hopes for him. He can play that hybrid role as well, just like what we did with Jaron Kearse. I think that Jabril Cox can do similar things, but not play too much inside the box. Nevertheless, I like Jabril Cox, and I can't wait to see what he's going to bring to the 2022 season. Shout out to him. All right, so the next guy that's on this list, he was a 3rd round draft pick. Phenomenal, in my opinion. Fast, quick, long. Nashon Wright, oh my goodness. With the opportunity that was granted to him during the preseason, he showed everybody that he's capable of playing on the outside. And I get it, Cowboy Nation. We look at his ability, and he did get cooked up a little bit in that Jacksonville Jaguars preseason game. He was looking left and right, and the ball was way over his head. But that's going to happen. I think if you give this guy an opportunity to play more, you'll see more of his skill set just there. Now, one of the things that I would like to bring up would be, yes, it was a negative connotation. Well, it was a negative situation when he played against the Denver Broncos. He touched the ball, and I can't blame the kid for fighting for the ball. But what happened is the very next week he jumped on the block kick, a block punt, and he scored a touchdown. So that's showing that he got resiliency, and he's a quick learner, and he always fight through the echoes of the whistle. Although one can say that, hey, man, in that Denver's game, don't touch the ball. Maybe the momentum would have switched for the Cowboys, but you can't overlook what he did the following week. So shout out to Nashon Wright, and I would give him, believe it or not, for a grade for what he was asked to do on special teams and what he did and showed us all through training camp and OTAs. I would actually give Nashon Wright a B. I would actually give him a B, and I like his skill set. I like his upside more so than anything. He is one of the guys for the future. Number 25, look him up. Number 25, Nashon Wright. All right, Chauncey Golson. He was a guy in the third-round pick as well. You guys remember, I believe we traded with the Eagles in the first round, and we slid back just a little bit. So we picked up Parsons or what have you. We found a guy by the name of Chauncey Golson with that extra pick that we picked up in the third round. Now, my thing is, Cowboy Nation, I believe Chauncey, he got a high upside too. It may take him a little time, right? He only played 414 snaps. I get it. He was in a rotation lineup. He showed up in some games, and then he hit the rookie wall. But I would actually give Chauncey Golson a B. I like his skill set. I like his upside. And I believe that you give this guy an extra opportunity because remember, during the OTAs and majority of the training camp, he was hurt. So he had to quickly pick up things. So give it a chance, give him an opportunity. I think that he will replace Dorrance Armstrong, and there will be no hiccups with that. He will be a good guy to come in as a rotational defensive edge guy. And watch, he's going to flash, he's going to show up and show out and do some things. Every year in his college career, he actually caught an interception. So he had one this year almost, and it went through his hand. So hopefully the speed of the game slows down just a little bit. And for the 2022 season, we will see Chauncey Golson doing his thing. Now, Osi Umenyiora, the 75th overall pick in the third round, just inside the top 100, right? Now, Osi started off hot, baby. He had more pressures than Barmore. You guys remember Barmore, who was drafted a little bit ahead of him. And, of course, he was top and from the interior in pressure, in hurries. Just didn't have the sack number. But I look at him as a guy that really opened up a lot of people's eyes and say, hey, number 97 is ready to eat. And he hit the rookie wall. He kind of dissipated a little bit and disappeared toward the latter part of the season. But now I believe that the journey, since he already is on pace since he already been in the journey, in the fight, I really believe that Osi will step it up even more. I give him a B+. I give him a B+ because of the way he was consistent in the first half of the season, stand tall and stepped up, didn't complain when injuries came about. With Tristan Hill or even Neville Gallimore, he stepped up. He was like, hey, no moment is too big for me, and he stepped up. It's just that he hit the rookie wall. And hopefully for the 2022 season, he'll be better prepared. So I like Osi Umenyiora. All right, with the second round draft pick, the 44th pick overall, the Dallas Cowboys select Kelvin Joseph, right? When given the opportunity to play, Kelvin Joseph showed us a little something. But from his stumble start during the OTAs and especially during getting injured at the wrong time, and it was just never right for him to get back to football and everything, I'm absolutely going to have to grade him hard and give him a C. I'm absolutely going to have to grade him hard and give him a C. I can't give him incomplete. He had the same opportunity as other guys. He just couldn't beat out Anthony Brown. And shout out to Anthony Brown. Showed up. One can argue that Anthony Brown, according to metrics, they were saying, some Cowboy fans and some people were saying that Anthony Brown was the best cornerback completely on his team, which is still Trevon Diggs, but I get it, right? Shout out to AB, our version of AB. But Kelvin Joseph, I give him a C, and it could be a C minus at that. And I think that now at the C minus, let's see what he can bring forth to the team and for the 2022 season to turn that C around to an A. I think that out of the draft, he was one of the better cornerbacks out of the draft. If given the opportunity to play more, we would have got a chance to see his skill set. So hopefully the Cowboys play him more. That's what we're looking for, to play him more to get out of that C minus. And I need to see more of an impact from him. He played only in 10 games with 2 starts after illness, and that's what's his situation. Illness, we can't really account for that, right? It's happened to everyone. But hopefully when he get back out there, we'll see more of him. He's been a special teams guy, and we just need to see more out of Kelvin Joseph, especially for that 44th overall pick in the second round. We want to see our second round players play and start. So we all know that Parsons get an A+, baby. There's no way that you can say, yeah, give Parsons a B or C or D or F. It's just impossible. I would have to tell you to lean forward just a little bit right there, right? But overall, this team heading into the 2022 season, I'm quite sure that we will find some good players that can help this team out, especially in the draft. Now we're just waiting to see what they're going to do with the free agent pool. Post me your thoughts. Give me your grades of players as well as guys that you would like for the Cowboys to pick up in the free agent, and your top 5 2022 draft players that you would like to see wearing and rocking that silver and blue. PVO, positive vibes only, baby. Post me your thoughts. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys.